What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about Jim Jones and Chrissy was a lie so big it makes reality TV look like a kindergarten playdate? Yeah, I said it. The couple everyone's been obsessing over, the perfect power duo. The Instagram royalty they're hiding secrets so wild you'll need to sit down for this. And guess who just blew the lid off it all? None other than Cameron. Yes, Cameron. Strolling into the spotlight like a hurricane with receipts, documents, and enough dirt to bury a small country. He didn't just spill tea, he detonated a bomb that's shaking the very foundation of their empire. Jim Jones, the man who strutted through the hip-hop world thinking he was untouchable, is now looking at the wreckage of his carefully curated life, and Chrissy won't even recognize herself in the headlines tomorrow. What really happened behind closed doors? Who was controlling who knew, who lied, and who got played? Stick around, because what Cameron revealed isn't just shocking, it's a masterclass in betrayal, manipulation, and jaw-dropping scandal. And trust me, once you hear this, you'll never see Jim Jones or Chrissy the same way again. Are you ready to witness the implosion? Let's dive in. You thought you knew Chrissy and Jim Jones, but the truth that's coming out is far darker and far messier than anything you've seen on social media or heard in gossip circles. Sources close to the situation, who have asked to remain anonymous because they don't want a Cameron-style exposure coming after them, have revealed details that sound straight out of a Hollywood script, but this is real life. Chrissy, the woman who walked around acting like the supportive Instagram perfect partner, has allegedly been running the show from day one, and Jim, who thought he was a king of his castle, turns out to be just a pawn in her elaborate game of manipulation. People close to the couple say that while Jim was busy performing, signing deals, and cultivating his public image, Chrissy was quietly controlling the finances, orchestrating business decisions, and curating the narrative of their relationship. According to one insider, Chrissy would regularly check every contract, every endorsement, and every investment, making sure that her fingerprints were on every dollar that flowed in or out. Friends of Jim say he often joked about Chrissy being the real boss behind the scenes, but what seemed like playful banter was actually the tip of the iceberg. Investigators and insiders allege that Chrissy was allegedly involved in setting up shell companies and offshore accounts to funnel money away from public scrutiny, and that she used these networks not only to protect wealth, but also to inflate her own influence and power. There are claims that lavish spending was rampant, from luxury cars and high-end real estate to private jets, all allegedly managed and approved by Chrissy, sometimes without Jim's full awareness. Sources describe a meticulously planned system, where Chrissy controlled everything from business dealings to Jim's public statements, and even reportedly guided his social media posts to maintain the perfect couple image. Anonymous sources say that when tensions arose or deals went south, Jim would often be left out of key decisions, and that Chrissy had the final say on major moves, keeping Jim in the dark while publicly presenting him as the one in charge. Public appearances, concerts, and interviews were apparently choreographed down to the last detail, with Chrissy supervising every angle and narrative, ensuring that the media saw exactly what she wanted them to see. Multiple sources allege that this manipulation extended to Jim's personal life as well, with Chrissy reportedly influencing friendships, partnerships, and even career opportunities to ensure that her control remained unchallenged. Friends who attempted to confront the couple say they were often dismissed or manipulated into believing that Jim was fully in charge, when in reality decisions were being made behind closed doors. The scandalous part, according to insiders, is that this pattern of control and influence allegedly goes back to the very beginning of their relationship, and that Chrissy's strategy was not just about managing finances, but about consolidating power, influence, and long-term security for herself. Reports suggest that Jim, while talented and charismatic, was often manipulated into signing off on ventures that he barely understood, leaving Chrissy to steer the outcomes in ways that benefited her directly. Allegedly, friends and former employees describe a culture of secrecy and fear within the inner circle, where questioning Chrissy's authority was discouraged, and where compliance was rewarded with inclusion in the lavish lifestyle. Some insiders even claim that the couple's legal and financial teams were indirectly influenced by Chrissy, who supposedly had a hand in how contracts were structured and how information was presented to investors and partners. On social media, fans who once idolized the couple have begun to notice cracks in the perfect image, with screenshots, alleged receipts, and leaked tips circulating online painting a picture of an empire built on careful deception. Public reactions range from disbelief to outrage, with some fans expressing sympathy for Jim, believing he was misled, while others are demanding accountability from Chrissy for allegedly orchestrating this entire operation. According to anonymous sources, Cameron's intervention in exposing the truth sent shockwaves through both their personal circle and the wider public, revealing secrets that had been buried under layers of glamour and hype. The scandal, insiders say, is just the beginning of what could be a cascade of revelations, with whispers of financial impropriety, manipulation, and betrayal that are only now coming to light. What was once seen as a flawless partnership is now unraveling in real time, leaving fans and observers questioning everything they thought they knew about love, power, and loyalty in the world of high-profile celebrity relationships. The revelations about Chrissy's alleged control over Jim's life and career have fueled debates online, with commentators dissecting every move, every post, and every interview for hidden signs of manipulation. And while Jim maintains his public persona, sources suggest that behind the scenes he is grappling with the reality of being blindsided by someone he trusted most. Friends and insiders claim that the fallout is already affecting business relationships, endorsements, and public appearances, with some partners reportedly reconsidering collaborations due to the growing uncertainty surrounding the couple. Every new leak, every whisper, and every anonymous tip adds fuel to the fire, making it clear that what appeared to be a simple story of celebrity life is actually a complex web of deception, control, and scandal. The public is left to watch as a perfectly crafted image crumbles, revealing the alleged power dynamics and manipulation that had been carefully concealed for years. As the revelations about Chrissy and Jim Jones continued to surface, the public reaction became a frenzy of disbelief, outrage, and relentless speculation. Social media exploded with screenshots, alleged receipts, and insider accounts painting a picture of a couple whose private life was far from the Instagram perfect image they had presented for years. According to anonymous sources close to the inner circle, Chrissy's alleged manipulation extended beyond finances and contracts into the very fabric of Jim's daily life, influencing friendships, career decisions, and even public appearances. Friends who tried to intervene or ask questions reportedly faced subtle intimidation, passive-aggressive remarks, or were deliberately misled to maintain the illusion that Jim was always in charge, when the truth, insiders say, was the complete opposite. Reports suggest that extravagant spending continued unchecked under Chrissy's supervision, with luxury cars, high-end real estate, and exclusive trips allegedly being financed through complex financial structures that obscured the flow of money from the public eye. Insiders claim that these maneuvers were not mistakes, but carefully planned strategies to consolidate power, keep Jim seemingly oblivious, and protect the couple's wealth while enhancing Chrissy's influence. The intervention of Cameron, sources say, was like a match thrown onto a powder keg as he exposed documents and insider testimony that confirmed suspicions of manipulation, deceit, and potential financial misconduct. Public reactions ranged from shock to outrage, with fans debating whether Jim had been a willing participant or an unwitting victim in Chrissy's grand design. Anonymous comments from former employees and acquaintances allege that Chrissy had cultivated a culture of secrecy, loyalty, and fear, where questioning her authority was frowned upon and compliance ensured continued access to the lavish lifestyle she controlled. These allegations, coupled with leaked financial details and purported contracts, fueled rampant speculation that legal authorities might eventually intervene, investigating offshore accounts, shell companies, and potential misuse of funds. Observers note that the scandal is not just about betrayal or relationship dynamics but about power, influence, and control in the high-stakes world of celebrity culture, where image and narrative are everything. According to insiders, Cameron's disclosures exposed how carefully orchestrated every aspect of Jim and Chrissy's public persona had been, showing that while fans believed they were witnessing a loving partnership, the reality behind the scenes involved calculated moves, strategic messaging, and alleged exploitation of Jim's trust for financial and personal gain. The media frenzy only intensified as journalists and commentators dissected every detail, with online communities analyzing patterns in past posts, public appearances, and business dealings to uncover further evidence of manipulation. Rumors began circulating about the potential legal consequences Chrissy could face, including allegations of financial impropriety, money laundering, and even conspiracy. While Jim was increasingly portrayed as a figure caught in the crossfire, his reputation and career hanging in the balance. According to anonymous sources, the scandal has already caused fractures in their professional relationships, with some collaborators reportedly distancing themselves to avoid being implicated or tarnished by association. Fans remain polarized, some defending Jim as a victim of manipulation, while others condemn both for what they perceive as a carefully constructed facade designed to deceive and exploit. What once appeared to be a glamorous, enviable partnership is now a case study in power dynamics, trust, and the fragility of public perception when secrets are exposed. The more details emerge, the clearer it becomes that the narrative carefully curated for years is crumbling, revealing a complex web of betrayal, strategic control, and alleged misconduct that has captivated, shocked, and outraged the public, leaving everyone watching in anticipation of what revelations might come next. So now that you've seen the shocking revelations about Jim Jones and Chrissy, what do you think? Was Jim really the mastermind we all believed? Or was he just a pawn in a game he didn't even know he was playing? And Chrissy, does she deserve the backlash? Or has she been unfairly painted as a villain of the story? The truth is, we may never know the full picture. But one thing is clear, this scandal has changed everything we thought we knew, the power dynamics, the secrets, the alleged manipulation. It's all out in the open now. And the public is demanding answers. And that's where you come in. We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us where you stand. Are you Team Jim, Team Chrissy? Or do you think both of them played their roles in this elaborate drama? Don't hold back. Hit that like button if you were shocked by the revelations. And make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates, leaks, or insider stories. The scandal is far from over, and trust me, the next chapters are going to be even more explosive. Stay tuned because the truth is just getting started. And you'll want to be the first to know what happens next.